things like stripping women of their right to vote.
I always have a good time with this topic.
Now here is more footage from Turning Points USA. What do they call this show?
This is AmFest.
Yeah, Turning Points USA's AmFest, where they bring together, and we also have a clip, and maybe you'll play it tomorrow, where this Fox contributor Rob Smith is at like a party with TPUSA AmFest attendees, and they start basically calling them the N-word, and they start throwing gay epithets at him.
So Jason Whitlock fits right in here, seemingly.
So, I mean, do you know who Jason Whitlock is?
Wasn't he a pro football player?
No.
I'm joking. That was Stephen Crowder.
That
was Stephen Crowder.
Just assumed because he was a black guy.
Black guy on Fox. So you must have played football, right?
Yes, he was a commentator, but now he's a full-time right-winger over there at the Blaze. And it's interesting.
Here he is at Turning Points USA, and it is really like they just replay the hits and hits again. And I'm saying like hits from like, I don't know, the late 1800s. Go ahead.
We didn't have vacuum cleaners. We didn't have...
Sorry, let me refresh this.
We're going to refresh this. This is, the comments are seemingly from the... We're having a little bit of technical difficulties.
I don't even think that's
there's a parade of people from TPUSA who just like seem to, in some ways, try and outdo each other in revanchist and retrograde ideas. Graham Page says, it is important to note Jason Whitlock has no family, children, never has. I'm not sure why, but go ahead.
Okay.
Vacuum cleaners. We didn't have Clorox wet wipes. It took a lot of effort to maintain a home in the 16, 17, and 1800s. Women, in their proper mindset, in my view, were so respectful and so honored by the responsibility God gave them of nurturing and developing and grooming children in the womb, because that is when life begins, that women weren't sitting around saying, oh my God, if I was an advertising executive, how much happier I would be.
Pause it. I just wanted to let you know that in the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries, there were no advertising executives. Even if you were male. I mean, I understand it would be, inappropriate and for women to be thinking like that. Although, on the other hand, it would have also been very forward-thinking in that there would be advertising executives at all. Those did not happen really until the 20th century. But go ahead.
But okay, really quick. I love how.
Don't you want to ask my permission to say?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, sir.
Flag on the plate.
I just remember a time where women didn't. Where'd you get that microphone? Very good.
Yeah. I got it at the store where they sell all of my new high-fangled vacuum cleaners.
Doesn't look like a broom.
I know. But like I just like love the revelation that technology has improved. Like I got to let them know. Back then there were also horse and buggies, and so like men couldn't even drive very fast in the same way that women couldn't do house cleaning in the same way. It's just technological progress. But keep going.
That they weren't the primary financial providers in their home. They had the greatest responsibility that God has given: life. They were responsible for replenishing the earth and nurturing life in the womb, which is the most critical part of the development of children, what transpires in the womb. And so they have recreated this history that, oh God, it was all just sexism, and we didn't have the right to vote until Susan B. Anthony and the women's suffrage movement. And I will defend life before suffrage. Because a vote used to represent the family. When we were a culture that really valued family and really understood the natural order that God intended, man serving God, woman following man who serves God, man and woman developing and nurturing children.
Okay, you pause it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, now I know the reason why the IMer said, important to note, Jason Whitlock has no family.
There we go.
Nor children, never has, even though that is the primary thing that we should be doing. And the vote, and I mean, I don't know. Does this mean that he shouldn't vote because he doesn't have a family?
Or is he bemoaning life before suffrage for a few people? Because he didn't say women's suffrage there. He said suffrage.
Or just broadly speaking.
It's
Only
just
people
interesting.
in charge of their family.
The role that he plays, like in essentially saying, you know, we should go back to this imagined past where women were totally happy with like their spouse being able to rape them and them not to be able to go to the police and things like that. Anyway, but like also what transpires in the womb is the most important thing. Just a reminder that women are not individuals in fundamentalist Christian belief systems. They are just merely vessels for life, and that is why they should not be able to control how that life happens.
Only needed one vote per household because that vote was about the entire family, as they have destroyed our family structure and made this all an individual pursuit. Now everybody has to have
I want to know why I'm listening to this guy who has not sired any offspring.
Yes.
I'm sitting up here. I got 2 kids. I got to listen to this dude tell me what's what. I say, I'll take your vote, please, because you don't got a family.
Forget your suffrage, Whitlock.
You don't got a family.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It is unbelievable what people will be willing to say, how shameless they can be in just going up there and trying to sort of like, I don't know, expand whatever it is his Q rating is for Fox or whatnot. I'm just going to go out there and say the most bat crap crazy stuff today. Now, hopefully people don't apply it to me.
Yeah.
But and they won't. And that's the bottom line. They won't. And so I know I can go out there and I can say that.
Well, I'm one of the good ones, right? You know, he gets to
I'm sorry. As
cash in.
As head of a family, I'm in charge of, I got 2 kids. I just say, I'm sorry, dude.
No suffrage for you.
Back on the bench. You don't get to do any.
Come back with a few kids and a wife.
Exactly.
Yeah, then we'll talk.
Yeah, exactly. I'll listen to your speech after you sire family, but not right now. All right, couple IMs, then we'll get out of here. Ramona says, I'm shocked a conservative man would defend life before suffrage. There you go. Sam asks, buckets and buckets, are you going to cover the Destiny and Cenk debate? I have to be honest with you. I was not aware of the Destiny and Cenk debate, but now that I am still just as inclined to cover it. Why would I?
It's probably a lot of yelling.
Like, we don't really cover, like, we don't.
We only covered that thing with Crystal and RFK because he's a presidential candidate. Sorry, Cenk is also running for president. I forgot. I'm sorry, but like I no. But no, I'm sorry. I don't know if forget it. Just move on.
Boom from Afghanistan. Sam pulling the "I have a Jewish friend" card. Yeah, there you go. Jay Tingle, the difference between Israel and the Jews is similar to the difference between Cubans and Guasanos in Miami. When Elian Gonzalez was held away from his father by Jorge Mas, the American public was really surprised at how kooky those folks are. Emma's distant cousin. I get the eerie feeling that given there have been 17 to 18,000 killed in Gaza, that Israel's going to try and aim for 40,000 to equal the number of Hamas.
It's 20.
I think that number is actually 20,000 now.
20. Minimum.
Tumwolf Link. Happy Friends Day Wednesday, folks. Congratulations, Bradley. Here in Britain, The University of Bristol, one of Britain's so-called elite universities, announced that it will no longer play the national anthem during graduation ceremonies. The Deputy Prime Minister responded by threatening to cut off the University of Bristol's public funding. If the Free Speech Brigade could get on this, that would be great. Also, Nigel Farage finished in third place on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Amazing. Jenna from St. Louis, Trump voice. Stephen Miller, nerd. Catfish James, I remember when the war on Christmas was becoming a thing. I was working at J.C. Penney at the time. My Fox News watching father asked if I was told not to say Merry Christmas. He got offended when I laughed in his face at the absurdity. Adil, have you seen the news related to Seinfeld and family visiting IDF posing with guns? I was a big Seinfeld fan until now. Having watched the entire series more than a couple of times, I've completely removed Seinfeld from my Netflix watch list.
Yeah, I saw that. He has a reputation of being a freaking asshole, so I'm not shocked by that.
Reach around. Another word for adopted child is child. Yes, I know that. I just wanted to make it clear that, just in case anybody took issue with me saying his child. I don't even know if that child is necessarily adopted. I think he's the guardian of his nephew or something to that effect. That's why I said adopted child.
Oh, yeah.
Because the real point being that in terms of Clarence Thomas, his need to pay for private school was new.
Yeah.
That's my point. They were, I believe, childless prior to their getting guardianship of this kid. I don't know the details of that, but all I know is that it was really more talking about the timing, but your point's well taken.